So, Walter Mitty, you watched that movie. What'd you think of that one?
Like many of the movies we discuss, I gotta watch it again.
Mm-hmm.
But this could be a contender for like top 5 favorite movies.
Yeah. It's very much on the same page as Into the Wild, which is why it's life-changing in my perspective. It's another movie where he's stuck in this role and he has to break out to become this better person. But in that sense, it's much more joyful. It's much more playful. It's extremely well written. The cinematography is gorgeous. I adore this movie.
I mean, it's a Ben Stiller movie. Dude, I am a big Ben Stiller fan.
Yeah?
Yeah. So I didn't know it was Ben Stiller until I put it in. Mm-hmm. For whatever reason, looking at it from the side, I thought it was on the cover, I thought it was Ryan Reynolds. And so I was very pleasantly surprised to see that it was Ben Stiller, and I'm like, oh, hell yeah. And he also directed it. Mm-hmm. And his movies have that kind of aura to them that
warm feeling.
Sort of, yes, but Adam Sandler has his own, you put on an Adam Sandler movie and you're like, this is an Adam Sandler movie. But
I don't condone the analogy.
You don't?
I don't like Adam Sandler, but I know what you're trying to say.
Okay. I don't dislike Adam Sandler.
I don't either. This is a tangent, but
this is a tangent.
He's a good actor, but he chooses bad roles. Anyways, moving on.
Is it one of your favorite movies, Click? Or is it just the one that made you cry, you little baby?
Yeah, it's a movie that made me cry for some reason when I was in high school.
So Ben Stiller stars and directs in this, and I was very, very happy about that because I think he's a really good actor. He has a very similar character that he's played throughout the years. It has developed, and it changes depending on the movie, but he has a very distinct Ben Stiller thing.
Yeah.
Also, side note, while Nicolas Cage and Adam Sandler are doing all these cool, gritty, deep cuts, I want to see one from Ben Stiller.
He has been in one. What was? I can't think of the name of it, but he has done some drama work, and he is a fantastic actor. Right. I'm a huge fan of Ben Stiller. He knows comedy so well, but he can also draw you into that lovable goof character. Mm-hmm. And he's very much that in this movie. He's a silly daydreamer, but at the same time he gets picked on a little bit in this movie.
A little bit.
He gets picked on in this movie, and you feel bad for him, but at the same time, you know that he's a good person, and he'll rise to the occasion. And he just crafted a really good character, both written on the page and performed by Ben Stiller.
This is very true, and it was based off a short story, I believe. Mm-hmm. And I haven't read the short story, but wow, this was put together really well. Mm-hmm. I mean, there was so many parts that were so original. Yeah. But I think what I was referencing with that Ben Stiller aura is sort of a structure. Mm-hmm. I think the scene structure of this movie was really where I see his style play out. And I think that's probably where he had his biggest impact as a director, was on set in the scene. Mm-hmm. And I would really like to know more about the production of this movie. Yeah. Just because I do like Ben Stiller a lot, and I want to know more about his process. Mm-hmm. But then also, like I said at the beginning, that this is a contender for up there movies, and so I want to know what'd you do? How'd you put this together?
Mm-hmm. So the reason it's on my list for life-changing movies is because, again, I feel very kin to this character, in the sense of like, if the first movie we talked about was me transitioning from my childhood to like manhood, becoming a man, not knowing who I am and what I want to do, this movie was like a transition of, now I know who I am, but I also want to live and not look back and regret. And this movie has a lot of those themes where his dad passes away and he has to get this job, and he's just been working tirelessly to secure a future for him and his mom and his sister. And in that process, he lost the boy in him. He lost like his skateboarding career that he had, and he didn't do any traveling like he planned to do because he had to hunker down and get a job. And I'm not saying I have that same thing happen to me. I have a very blessed life, but there are times when I just want to like explore, and I've wanted to just like go out on a whim and do this crazy adventure. And this movie is a lot of like wish fulfillment, especially the locations he goes to. Because of this movie, I did go to Iceland with my wife, and I love it there. I want to live there. If I ever have a chance to, I want to live there. Like, I won't even question it. I love that place. And this movie kind of gave me that push to go there and make life an adventure, and it really resonates with me.
Yeah, man. There were a lot of points in this movie where I'm like, damn, I gotta get out more.
Mm-hmm.
There were a few like things in this movie that I saw that were sort of allegories or metaphors for something, kind of like how he works at Life magazine.
Mm-hmm.
And the photographer character, Sean Penn's character,
mm-hmm.
Says he knows how life works and how he is the one who keeps it going.
Yeah.
I thought that was really powerful.
Yeah.
And also how when he was a kid, he was a skateboarder.
Mm-hmm.
And now he's very safe and cautious, and skateboarding, besides like extreme parkour, is one of the most dangerous things you can do with your body.
Mm-hmm.
Which I think was pretty interesting, how he changed. It had to change over the years. And I see another relation to these movies as well, besides having a somewhat similar theme. In addition to having a somewhat similar theme, is that Into the Wild happened at that coming of age, late teens, early 20s.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas Secret Life of Walter Mitty is him having that same realization of freedom and breaking out of that mold of sorts later on in life.
Mm-hmm.
And different endings.
Wait, so Walter Mitty didn't die in a bus?
No, he did.
At the end of this
He
movie?
did, yeah. No, Into the Wild, you missed after the credits.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he just gets up. He's like, oh, man, I had a tummy ache.
rough tummy. Yeah. And besides from the everything, we're just gushing over this movie. Besides from the amazing acting, the cinematography was just breathtaking on a lot of occasions. Those like sweeping landscape. I mean, you point your camera anywhere in Iceland and it's gorgeous, so it's not that hard. But no,
yeah,
I'm just joking.
And the graphics artists had a field day with this movie.
Yeah,
I'm pretty sure that the lines on the ground were like in the cement in that place in New York.
mm-hmm.
And in the beginning intro transition of the movie, there's like colored lines that come across the screen and then go into this just like animation,
Mm-hmm.
and then they settle and then change to gray, and then it fades into an aerial top-down shot with that exact same pattern as like the ribbons that were going across the screen on the ground, and I was like, oh my god,
seamless.
Yeah, I'm like
seamless.
Oh, like that's somebody who knows what they want and put it together, and then it worked.
Yeah,
and that was just really, really fun to see.
What'd you think of Sean Penn's character?
So I mean, I liked Sean Penn's input better in this movie than I did in the last one. I was again surprised that it was him, mainly just because I had just watched Into the Wild.
Sure.
But I did like him in this one. I think the elusiveness of him was of his character was pretty fun.
Yeah.
And then the interaction that he has with Walter toward the end of the movie, I think, was also a lot of fun, but then also like very powerful. So yeah, I think that his character was really solid as well.
Yeah I liked all the actors in this movie. Kristen Wiig was great.
Kristen Wiig is another favorite of mine.
Is it? I think it's Adam Scott. Is like
I think that's his name too.
Is the bully?
Another Parks and Rec guy.
Yeah, I love him in Parks and Rec, but he was such a dick in this movie, and I mean he did it well. Like I really did dislike him.
I'm wondering. So, his job in this movie was pretty similar to his first job in Parks and Rec, where he comes during like a transition period as like the bad guy manager guy who's running it all.
He's just Ben if he never met Leslie.
Yeah, he kind of is, because he has that beard.
Yeah.
Was that a real beard? Because from a distance, I'm like, that's so fake. That's so fake. You get a little bit closer.
I don't know if it's a fake beard or if he's just got such a glorious beard that it looks fake. But
I think that if it is a real beard, because you get close and it looks like follicles.
Yeah.
But from a distance, like it looks so fake. Yeah. And so I think that they kind of did that on purpose, because there was that
the joke about
one of his daydreams was saying that beards only look good on Dumbledore or something like that.
Yeah. Did you were you expecting all the like daydream stuff?
No, that's
such a funny part of the movie.
The first cutaway, I'm like,
what
the hell?
What was the first one where he jumped into the building to save the dog?
Where he's at the train station, he jumps into the building right before it explodes. Yeah. And when you see Kristen Wiig's character come over, because that was her dog, and you don't realize it's Daydream yet, you're like, how does she not recognize him? How is he not?
I made this little prosthesis for your dog.
And I'm like, wait, so he has superpowers?
Yeah. So I saw this in theaters the first time, and I was the same way. I was like, what? This movie took a really sharp turn. But I really liked their use of action and imagination to like give this movie a little bit of like edge. You know, it would still be a great movie without it, but with it just, you could tell they had fun making this movie.
Oh, so much fun. And then like just the fact that they like you were saying, they could have made the movie without the cutaways, but it just wouldn't have even been close to the same thing. It wouldn't have been nearly as original. So like these were just, I think, one of like the biggest staples in the movie.
I really like the Stretch Armstrong fight, the like superhero fight where they're like skating on the cement.
Yeah. Oh my god, that was ridiculous.
Oh, the Benjamin Buttons one.
The Benjamin Button one, I think, was probably my favorite. That was it was so long.
Yeah, but so good.
I bet they were just like dying in the booth when they were cutting that together. It's just like, should we make it shorter? No. No.
The scene where he's like, got him at a doll shop. Talking about the clothes. I love you, baby. Oh, not like a weird little baby man way.
Not because you have a weird little baby man body.